jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Once again, you're tuned in to WCS. Salute to everyone this weekend. Of course, it's fight night. And, you know, it wouldn't be a true fight night unless I mixed it up. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get down to it. First and foremost, big salute to the supporters as always, the day ones. I see Andrew in the building. What's good with it, Drew? How you feeling, bro? Appreciate you pulling up. You know, we have the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 28. And also we have a top ranked fight card, man. Tulsa, Oklahoma. The main event, Jose Pedraza versus Richard Commey, 10 rounds junior welterweight. And then co-main event, Jared Anderson and Miljan Rovcanin. But it's some topics here and there in between until the real, you know, the big names come up. Okay. I want to talk about Demetrius Johnson, get him out the way because he is in the MMA arena, an absolute legend, one of my favorite fighters. A little bit of history about Demetrius Johnson is that Mighty Mouse used to fight in the WEC. You know what I'm saying? And before the WEC disbanded, he only had one loss to his name. That was Brad Pickett. Brad Pickett was a no-brainer. You know, he's a tough, grimy, you know, scrap it out type of fighter. Real talk. And you know, Demetrius Johnson faced his first loss. But the one big part to note is, you know, that was in the bantamweight division. And then, you know, the WEC, pretty much disbanded. UFC bought them out. And a lot of fighters that was in divisions over there transferred over to the UFC. Fighters like Dominique Cruz. So Demetrius Johnson and Dominique Cruz ended up being in the same division, which was 135 pounds. And he suffered his second defeat in the UFC. That was after going in there, having a couple of wins. And he met Dominique Cruz and faced his, you know, second defeat. Then somehow, some way, the brilliancy of the UFC took over and said, you know what? Let's open up a 125-pound division. Let's have a championship fight for the vacant title of 125 pounds. And Demetrius Johnson went in there and fought Joseph Benavidez, Team Alpha Male. You know what I'm saying? One of the bright up-and-coming stars at the time, had a lot of potential. Demetrius went in there and earned his first victory for the vacant title at 125 pounds and would defend that title 11 times. You know what I'm saying? He would defend that title a total of 11 times. He would beat a guy they call Triple C, Henry Cejudo, during that reign back in 2016. But Henry Cejudo would be the only one that returned. over 2 years later and fight Demetrius Johnson again. And this time he would get the victory. He would be he would be the guy that handed Demetrius Johnson his third defeat, and also was set up for the ultimate trade that no one seen coming. The UFC traded Demetrius Johnson to One Championship, which is a Japanese combat league. Very, very exciting fights for the man himself, Ben Askren. Yes, the same Ben Askren that fought Jake Paul. Yeah, the same Ben Askren that went ahead and beat Robbie Lawler in his first trip, and then he was knocked out cold by Jorge Masvidal. Yes, the same one. Demetrius Johnson, man, would pretty much go over there to One Championship, with the legendary status he already had. He fought Yuya Wakamatsu. He fought Yuya Wakamatsu, then Tasamitsu Wada, earning wins, and Danny Danny Kingod. He earned 3 wins over there after leaving the UFC. And then he fought Adriano Moraes. Now, when people actually seen this fight with Moraes, they was probably saying to themselves, this is one of those situations where Japanese, they have kind of pretty much different rules. And this was a 5-minute type of fight where, this was a 5-round type of fight, 5 minutes per, where Demetrius Johnson had the opportunity to fight for a championship. Adrian Moraes was supposed to face Demetrius Johnson in April of 2020. The fight was canceled. And then they had this fight April 2021, a year later, and Moraes ended up stopping Demetrius Johnson via uppercut with a knee and ground and pound. Now, a lot of people seen Demetrius Johnson sitting on his ass and he was kneed. In the States, the UFC, that is an illegal blow. That is what we've seen take place with Aljamain Sterling. We've seen that be a rule that has fluctuated over the years, man, have caused them to just really scramble to find a solid ground on this grounded opponent. Well, over in Japan, it was a legal strike for Moraes, and he ended up, defeating Demetrius and giving him his third loss. You know what I'm saying? So Demetrius would go on to fight a customs rule against Rodnang. The first fight would be, Muay Thai. The first round would be Muay Thai. Second round would be mixed martial arts. The third round, would be Muay Thai. Fourth round, what I'm saying, would be MMA. It was just a mixed custom rules, right? And this fight was supposed to take place for if I'm not mistaken, for 5. Let me see, I think 5 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, Demetrius Johnson finished the guy in the second round when it was his turn, and it was going to be a mixed martial arts round. So the first round was Muay Thai, and the second round was MMA rules. Okay. Third round was Muay Thai, and then the fourth round was going to be MMA. He would go on after March of 22 with that mixed rules fight. He would later go on to be scheduled to rematch Adrian Moraes, and he did that yesterday. I don't know if y'all was checking it out, but Demetrius Johnson is just an incredible athlete at the end of the day. He ended up finishing this guy in the fourth round with a right cross and a flying knee up against the cage, which is beautiful. Beautiful, knocking the guy out cold. Pretty much the same finisher that Moraes had used on Demetrius Johnson back in April 2021. So shout out to Demetrius Johnson, man. You know what I'm saying? You're a legend. Defended your title 11 times. who can sit up here and dispute that you're not at the top of your game when it comes down to this combat sport? You know what I'm saying? Who can sit up there and deny that this man is not at the top of his game? Moving on. We have bare knuckle fighting 28 coming on deck. We have Christine Ferea and Taylor Starling. The history between these two, when it comes to me, I've actually been able to interview them in their careers. I pretty much interviewed Christine Ferea before she was a champion, and Taylor Starling. I interviewed Taylor Starling more so on a ground level when she was actually a boxer. They started off trying to have her do boxing, and she was doing kickboxing. In between, trying to see what her niche was going to be. So she tried boxing on a regional level. Oh, knockdown. Jones is knocked down. He doesn't seem like he's getting up. When they lay down like that and shake their head, they ain't getting up. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting up. Jones gets stopped. That was quick. But back to these two women. They're going to be fighting tonight for a championship. And it's going to be bloody, y'all. I'm telling you. It's not many fights that I say, okay, go check this out. Bare knuckle fighting championship is no joke. You know what I'm saying? The wraps have to be a certain distance from the knuckle properties. The knuckles has to be exposed. You know what I'm saying? The fighters are fighting 5 rounds, even the females. That's what I like about it too. It's equal to that of the men. No gloves, of course. They have this square, these 2 lines, the center square that you put your lead foot on. And once the referee says knuckle up, the fighters fight. That's the rules. Also in the exchange, while the fighters are fighting in bare knuckle, the fighters can clinch with one hand and punch with the free hand. That's legal. You know what I'm saying? That's very legal. And pretty much the ring dynamic, or the metric of the ring, is quite different than a boxing ring. The ropes are bigger, plus the size, the shape is different. But it's going to be a damn good fight between these two. Ferea, she's no joke, man. I have to tell it the way it is. Christine Ferea is no joke when it comes to this bare knuckle fighting. She's been in there with the best. She's been in there with some of the freaking best, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's been in there with Helen Peralta. She's been in there with Britain Hart. Man, she's been in there with some of the best fighters you can think. Now she's going in there with Taylor Starling, who I've seen make this rise. She decided against boxing to go into bare knuckle, and she loves to throw down, man. So I will definitely be covering that later on tonight. Let's talk about the Canelo Alvarez situation. All right. Canelo Alvarez has a bout coming up with Triple G, which a lot of us, that's not any new breaking news to us. But this is somewhat of the forecast of what we have going on with the Canelo situation. We already know this is going to be a trilogy between him and Triple G, who is finally moving up from middleweight to face this man at super middleweight. But internal to the division, you know what I'm saying? The task at hand is, of course, for Canelo to go in there and keep his titles. But one of the mandatories that's there right now is the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. From what I'm hearing and from what's been said, Mauricio Suleiman is pretty much, they're going to have a meeting to rule on Canelo versus Benavidez. Now, this is where it becomes a bit complex for me. Because whenever the WBC is trying to rule in a situation like this, if it's a name of Canelo Alvarez or Lomachenko, when you have Mauricio Suleiman attempting to rule on a situation that can benefit Canelo Alvarez or Vasyl Lomachenko, it has been clear, cut, and dry. It has been clear, cut, and dry on who he's going to rule in favor of. I'm not talking about no fiduciary type, fair decision making. No, we're talking about he has shown his clear hand. He's not hiding it. This is not poker. He let it be known when he ruled in his favor. And this ruling right here is pretty much similar to what Lomachenko did when he became franchise champion. Now, this has absolutely nothing to do with that. But I'm telling you, the format is similar because when Lomachenko won the vacant WBC title, he said he wasn't going to fight for the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? Whatever dialogue him and Mauricio Sulaiman had, it was pretty much like, hey, you do what you got to do. I'm not fighting for the rest of the year. So, Devin Haney them had to fight for an interim title. Okay. But in this scenario, the WBC is set to rule on Canelo versus Benavidez. It says the WBC president Mauricio Sulaiman says his organization will be meeting at the next convention and will make a ruling about when undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez will be defending his WBC title against his mandatory David Benavidez. Now, it becomes tricky. It comes tricky because for one, if we can change the calendar as it is, we wouldn't want to see him fight Gennady. We wouldn't want to see that. Everybody know that. But it's an easy paycheck for Canelo, and it's a paycheck for Gennady. He's going to take this L. He's going to take this L. But peep this out. This is what Mauricio, I believe, had mentioned to Fight Hub TV. At the convention last year in Mexico City, Canelo requested to be able to do fights in the heavyweight divisions. Listen to me now. Listen, I'm pretty sure you can taste it. I'm pretty sure you can taste that goddamn salt just from the little words that I spread it to you right now. I know that salt is like, damn. Shit. That's a little salty there. Listen, at the convention last year in Mexico City, Canelo requested to be able to do fights in the heavyweight division. That's why we ordered an interim title for Benavidez against David Lemieux, said WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman to Fight Hub TV when asked about Canelo eventually defending against his WBC mandatory David Benavidez. Pay attention. Benavidez is going to be defending his interim WBC 168-pound title soon, and Canelo Triple G is in a couple of weeks. At the convention, we're going to have a ruling about what is going to happen in that division. Benavidez is a good undefeated champion, and we heard Jamal Charlo, who is another possibility. There are many fights that are viable to be made in that category. I don't know who posted that, said Sulaiman when told that he discontinued the WBC franchise. The franchise has been very, very effective. Wait till the next paragraph. It was good for Canelo at middleweight, and it was very good in the lightweight. It enhanced many fights, and Chocolatito versus Strada 3 is going to happen at the end of the year. So there's only one at this time right now. So what he just told you, the franchise belt, there's only one that's out there that's active, which is wild, huh? Because the lightweight division was able to secure what I thought would be 4, but it's 3 now. It was Vasil Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, and George Cambozo. I guess Devin Haney and them, they didn't want it, or whatever the case may be. But the franchise belt, believe it or not, is not going anywhere. It's still relevant in the lightweight division and the middleweight division for whoever, Canelo. But look, it's just a moment in time where Mauricio Sulaiman is trying to figure it out. But he came on deck with the franchise on some bullshit, and now he's gonna have to restructure it. So check this. we're looking at a possibility, right, of David Benavidez potentially being shafted after he did it to himself. Now he's in a position that is credible. You know what I'm saying? He's in a position that's warranted. He earned it. But now we have the other layer of politics that may play a role. Mauricio and them, they have to talk about what they're going to do with David Benavidez and him facing Canelo Alvarez. You know, if they have other plans for Canelo Alvarez, then something's going to have to be fragmented. You know, or it's going to take Benavidez through 2023 to even get a shot. And you don't even know what's going to take place then with him getting a shot at Canelo. Because you know what they're looking at. They're looking to face Demetrius Bivol again. And anything and everyone with the WBC is say that's the fight we want because it's going to make pretty good money. That's what we want to do again. We want to allot Canelo Alvarez the opportunity to go back in there to avenge his loss. That's what we want to see. And David Benavidez can't do nothing about it if they come up with some crazy ass language and put it in there. You know, we agreed on this years ago. So David, he can feel the way he feel, but we talked about this and that's our ruling. David will not only fight coming up, well, he will have to fight another again in 2023. And then we'll figure out what's next for him. That's bad. You know, this man really wants to, and they can't age him out. You know what I'm saying? They can't age out Benavidez. They're just trying to make sure Canelo gets to a bar where he's able to check off some of the boxes on some opponents that he want to fight, like the Triple G, and more so if he chooses Demetrius Bivol again. But who knows? Demetrius Bivol may not get past Gilberto Ramirez. What's going to happen? Let's just say, for instance, Gilberto Ramirez get that victory. I can assure you that Canelo, I don't know, he will have to get with his people to see if that's a fight that he wants. You know what I'm saying? If it stays the same, if he feels like Zerto is no dangerous than Demetrius Bivol, I don't know. But I can tell you what, either way it goes, Bivol or Ramirez, they'll take a fight with Canelo. They'll take a fight, no doubt about it. But it might absolutely delay David Benavidez from getting his shot, which is unfortunate. That is unfortunate, y'all. That is unfortunate. Let's see what's going on with Top Rank right quick. I'm looking forward to this fight card and also the bare knuckle fighting card. Let's see who's up next. Let me get this to live. Who do y'all have between, Pedraza, Commey? A lot of people are betting against Commey, because of his fight with Lomachenko and everything like that. But Commey's a tough dude. He still has it, man. Him and Lomachenko is really good friends. I don't know if he really had that slaughter type mentality to go in there and try to destroy Lomachenko. You feel me? I don't know. They was laughing at the weigh-in, and that's a nice combination they showing right now with Richard Commey and Lomachenko. That's why I say, man, come on. Devin Haney will be problems for Lomachenko. Shakur Stevens will be problems for Lomachenko. Real talk. They will be absolute problems. I would say Gervonta Davis, but I don't even know if his name will even come into the neighborhood of Vasyl Lomachenko for a potential fight. You know what I'm saying? So keeping it with Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, man, they will be problems big time for Vasyl Lomachenko. Real talk. What kind of wild this Canelo fan base generates more revenue than the Saudi investors? What kind of wild shit this Canelo fan base generates more revenue than the Saudi investors? I don't know. They go Efe Ajagba. I don't know, man. I really don't know exactly what you're talking about, Andrew. I just know there's some people in boxing that's getting paid, and we need more of those people to get paid. I'm curious to know what Efe Ajagba has been working on, because in the Frank Sanchez fight, he was a bit robotic. He really couldn't punch on the move against Sanchez, and Sanchez had a pretty easy night. He needs to learn how to punch on the move and stop, happen to set and then try to land his power shot. You can shine on your opponent if they just standing there like the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, you can stand there. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't shake his opponent's hand. Interesting. He didn't shake his opponent's hand. Not sure. Shout out to Stitch Duran. But let's see how this fight goes, man. This guy doesn't look in the best of shape. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he worked at Ed's mechanic shop. Who knows? Darmos might be something serious, because in boxing, physique doesn't always mean you got a killer in front of you. For real. That's not always the case. We can go back to Andy Ruiz. He didn't look like he was going to do what he did to Joshua, but he did. "37 years old, 14-4-3, 10 knockouts. He's daydreaming. I don't know. This dude might be a bona fide set killer. He's looking stoic or daydreaming. Maybe he's playing out in his head what he's going to do to Efe Ajagba. Or he's thinking about what he's going to spend his money on, once this first round is over. Efe is a big dude, man. He has a lot of work to do. He's 15-1, 12 KOs. So let's see what he's been working on. He's 28 years old, 6'6". It's always room for improvement. He's still in his 20s. He's still young. He's still going to try to work himself up there to get that championship. Yeah, I want to see Haney versus Loma too, man. I think Haney does him just like he did Kambosos. For real talk. People gonna take it the wrong way, as if I'm putting Kambosos in the same light as Loma. No, I'm putting them as opponents in the same light as Devin Haney dominating. That's all. Let's see how long this fight lasts, y'all. Let's see if we can hold our breath. Let's see if we can hold our breath in this first round, and see how long it goes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying hold your breath for 3 minutes, but I'm saying the fight might last, a good 40 seconds. It's depending. This dude stays in one spot, and the Ajagba is able to land one of those stick of dynamites. And it's easy to like that shit when your opponent is standing there. Okay, head movement, trying to get in close. He's setting himself for an uppercut already, dipping his head down that low against a fighter like Ajagba. Man, this guy is a super soft spaghetti noodle in hot boiling water. He got some overhand rights, but he looked like a club fighter. He just got caught with that right hand, that right uppercut. It touched him up real nice. It was almost like you popping your kid in the head and say, "Hey, stop acting up. Stop it, okay?" The next one is going to be on your behind. All right. Efe is just, having a sparring session right now, popping with the jab, nice and easy. It's not like he has the range find this dude. He's right there in front of him. This dude keeps trying to dip underneath Ajagba, but yet you're not letting your hands go. Oh my God, he just stood straight up in front. He's looking to get knocked out, bro. Ajagba is carrying this dude right now. Seriously, he's carrying him, man. This dude is trying to present Ajagba with every frame possible to knock him out. He said, here's the right uppercut. People, this goes on in boxing, man. What you're seeing right here, this happens in boxing. People always talking about bombs and tomato cans and all that. Ajagba is just putting in some work right now. He's not even really sitting down on his punches. He's hitting this guy to the body so soft. Calma, take him away. Calgon, take him away. That's all. He needs to go to the showers. Efe, hook to the body, hook up top. Touching him up with the jab lightly. Nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? All he doing is target practice. You know what I'm saying? Darmos comes in, with the windshield wipers, haphazard, freaking lazy ass uppercut with a left hand up top. Ajagba would just shove him off like he's a flea. Comes back with a 1-2 up top. Hook to the body. Another hook to the body. Darmos just stumbles into freaking Ajagba. He's saying, hey, Ajagba. Oh, look at that uppercut. He just runs right squared up into an uppercut. Man, he's just fancying that appetite, isn't he? Ajagba is just feeding this guy appetizers. Because he haven't got to the main course yet. Ajagba haven't got to the main course. He's just feeding them appetizers, softening them up. That's all. He let him get to the first round. Richard Commey's in the building. His opponent is just there. Mouth was open. He looked a little winded already. He's ready to get back to doing his mechanical work on a 1940 Volkswagen. You know what I'm saying? He want to fix that kickstand on that freaking that old scooter. You know what I'm saying? That old JCPenney scooter. He want to make sure he go fix the kickstand and change the oil in that JCPenney scooter. He want to get back to work, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He want to get back to work. He want to go check on the staff and see if the fries and the patties are, nice and cooked for the customers. Make sure the buns are nice and toasty. He just has goals right now. He has responsibilities. This is Ajagba's opponent right now. Ajagba's opponent comes out and sticks a jab immediately. Ajagba returns a very soft, cotton ball-like jab. I'm talking about Charmin soft. Now he's trying to put a little mustard on here. Ajagba say, okay, boom. Sticking with a damn right hook. This guy's looking for the opportunity. He backs up against the ropes. He sits on the third rope. Then he tried to come over the top with a left hook. Ajagba's really putting some relish on it now. You know what I'm saying? Hot sauce, Texas Pete. He's down. Ajagba's not even opening up yet. He was just looking for a punch to drop down. This is what you call ragu, y'all. Ragu dipped in motherfucking pickle juice. Ajagba is barely hitting this dude. Like, there's no purpose for this fight to take place. You can tell this guy is good for the auto shop. That's it. I thought I had some. Ajagba hits him up top. He takes a knee. The referee calls the fight. What a brutal fight for Ajagba. He stops him in the second round, and he helps this guy out who still has car grease, on him for his full-time job. Ajagba say, buddy, I didn't mean anything by not shaking your hand, but you know, it's business. I took it easy on you. I really didn't punish you the way it could have happened. But the guy didn't, he didn't have to be in there with the Ajagba, but he made a paycheck, man. He made a paycheck. I really like Richard Torrez kid. Looking forward to his fight. Yeah. I like Richard Torrez too, man. What card Ajagba on? I'm watching TR. What you mean? Is this the real? Let me check something right quick. I just wanted to see that fight, man. I wanted to see the Ajagba fight. So I kind of had it back a little bit because I was looking at the bare knuckle. But I had to see this fight, man. Want to see a crazy fight? Go rewatch Efe and Kalaze. That was the C-level fighter that he fought. The one who he hurt. And then he came back and dropped a Ajagba who was standing there just reminiscing about the good old days or something. That's the guy you talking about? I remember seeing that fight as it played out. Wild. Hopefully everyone's doing great, man. You know what I'm saying? If you see that thumbs up button, hey, whatever you choose to do with it's all good. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to Jared Anderson. He's back on deck again. He's made it perfectly clear. He don't want to be considered a prospect anymore. He's ready to move up and fight the winner of Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz. I like that. And one thing we understand about the real big baby is that he's gotten his weight under control. They're showing Tyson Fury right now, Alexander Usyk. Okay, they're in the same building, hugging it up or whatever. Usyk is seriously, looking like a school teacher right now. Or this is an old fight. This is old. No, this is old. This is old. That's old. That's real old. They're just showing a flashback, man. They're showing a flashback. That's old. They're talking about Tyson Fury, how he switches back and forth. I doubt he get 500 million, but when it comes down to selling tickets, being on the stage, he has one belt and he's gonna be the A side, period. I mean, he's gonna be the A side, period, because of the competition he's faced. And being the former unified champion. I know people are gonna say, well, Alexander Usyk was former undisputed. Yeah, sure enough. But he was in a division where people are not going to rate his opposition as high because they're going to look at when he dispersed with Klitschko, and Klitschko is like having the deuces wild in every goddamn card game you play. It's one of those deals where no one's going to put any type of opposition he faced at cruiserweight as superior to that of Klitschko. So even though he beat him and he was on appeal for testing dirty and he got out of there, they're still gonna damn celebrate this man based off the strength of a fighter in Deontay Wilder that they criticized for not being nobody. So with that being said, they awarded him for taking the WBC belt. And it's just one of those reminders that it's politics in boxing. It's bias, and that's never going to change. Seriously, it's never going to freaking change, man. That's never going to change. Never. It's never, ever going to change. Dang, that dude's big time heavyweight right there in bare knuckle fighting. Damn. This still give me that little buzz of club fighting, but it's brutal, man. These guys are fighting with no gloves on. It's brutal. It's amazing how quickly this sport has levitated to the mainstream. It still has a ways to go now. It still has a way to go, but it's getting there. The crazy part about it is that you just can't pick one fighter that's going to be there long term. The only fighters that are going to be here long term is the ones that can take as less punishment as possible. And that's hard to do. The dental plan must be amazing. You know what I'm saying? The medical benefits must be amazing. It's no way that you're coming into a bare knuckle fighting contest and not get bruised up and battered every second the fight goes on. It's just, you learn how to fight with no gloves on. You learn where your punch placement should be. It's more effective. It's quite different than boxing because you have no gloves on. Boxing, they love headshots, but in bare knuckle, it's not recommended that you just be a headhunter and end up breaking your hand. So there's some different type of skills that goes into fighting bare knuckle for real. And it's a lot of guys who get the opportunity, just like boxing, to fight in bare knuckle. They don't really have to be anyone special, like coming from boxing, MMA, Muay Thai. You know what I'm saying? You can just have a reputation as being a pretty decent fighter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to want to go in there and throw hands. You got some guys out there, there's bare knuckle fighters that's pretty damn good. They know how to fight off the street. They tough as shit. They may have played football, rugby. You have previous MMA fighters and boxers, of course. But I'm just saying, you got some fighters that compete in bare knuckle fighting, and they wasn't in combat sports like that. At least enough to get recognition for being somebody special, you know. They should consider allowing open palm strikes or other variations of hand strikes and bare knuckles. They need to expand on the concept of just boxing with no gloves. Where they allow the fighters to clinch and punch. That's a huge concept at the end of the day. That's a huge striking benefit. I see what you're saying, though. I mean, palm strikes, I would say more so it'd be good if they can throw elbows. But then it wouldn't be boxing anymore. If they can throw elbows. At least spinning technique. Spinning back fist, then it'll take away from actually being boxing, I guess, huh? D Ray, what's good? Salute to you, bro. D Ray on deck. Salute WCS. Salute to you, brother. I'm still here, people. I'm just waiting for this. The main card comes on in 10 minutes, 10 mics. While we're waiting for that, we're still awaiting any type of new, fresh, rejuvenating news on when the next victim would take his place on the left side of Terrence Bud Crawford's resume. That's all we want. That's all we want. When they're going to take their rightful place on the left side of Bud Crawford's resume. It's going to happen sooner or later, man. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at for that 39 victory. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to even up those knockouts at 30. You know what I'm saying? Put them threes in there. We like them threes. Because 13 times 3 is 52. We like them threes. You feel me? What's going on, Showtime? How you feeling, bro? Just waiting for this card to come on. You feel me? I got the link for you. You want to jump on for a minute? You know, it's up to you. I know you got fam on deck. You got the CEO, Asaya, and Coach Ream, Team Tucker. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got that shit going on. KSI is hilarious. Yeah, man. KSI is the reason why he was only thing he does is just laugh at everything. But he looked in great shape today. You know, he looked in great shape. He put on for the his people. And his brother ended up picking up the win too. But this first fight with Swarms, oh my God, it seems like his opponent is actually, was a victim of Swarms. I think he was in a locust migration or something where, he fell, he was out of breath and had his mouth open, and the locust just fell inside and goddamn did some damage to him. Dude couldn't stand up. You know what I'm saying? He was doing pirouettes in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Remind me of Tanya Hardin. That dude was ice skating in that bitch. It's good that the referee ended up stopping the fight. Seriously. It wouldn't have got any better for him. It wouldn't have gotten any better. But hey, it was a point in time where KSI defeated the older brother, Logan Paul. And now these guys are business partners. All right. There's a point in time when Jake Paul wasn't even relevant. And his brother Logan was the center of attention. Now Jake Paul, during the pandemic, has since changed that level, changed that position. And I know what they're going to try to do. Sooner or later, they're going to try to place KSI in there with with Jake Paul. Because a lot of people are believing that Jake Paul has improved leaps and bounds better than his brother Logan Paul. And especially, they're gonna try to make it up and promote it as if he wants to avenge his brother's loss. I don't blame him. They'll make pretty good money doing that shit too. But should we take it serious, being that your brother is a co-business owner? With that I guess that performance water or whatever it is. The ESPN pound for pound, Terrence Crawford, Inouye, Errol Spence in third, Alexander Usyk fourth, Canelo Alvarez fifth, Tyson Fury sixth, Beterbiev 7, Bivol 8, Lomachenko 9th, and Shakur Stevenson 10. I like that. Because the number one pound for pound guy is up there where he's supposed to be, 38-0, 29 knockouts. We just trying to, kind of put a 9 on that, and then, put a 3 in that KOs, You know what I'm saying? Them KOs. Put a 3 to that. Because 13 times 3 is 52. We gotta keep it on point, man. I like them threes. I like them trees. They put on a spectacular show. Swan took a dive. Yeah, man. Swans was ready to get up out of there after he found out that the bright lights weren't for him and that KSI hit a little bit harder than he thought. Hey, KSI looking tremendous shape, man. You know what I'm saying? He looking tremendous shape. Seriously. It was good entertainment. I'm not going to lie. And they're going to get that bag. You see how the arena was looking tonight. Yeah, man. There go Jared Anderson getting wrapped up by the legend himself, Jacob Stitch Duran. If you haven't already checked out his book, check out his book, man. From the Fields to the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. How his people used to be out there in them fields. And then he started working in the garden. You know what I'm saying? Madison Square Garden. Check him out, man. Check out my interview I did with Stitch Duran when I was in Florida covering the bare knuckle fighting championship. I did a 101 exclusive with Jacob Duran. Good dude, man. Legend. And just to think, he was the face over to the UFC. I mean, everybody knew Stitch Duran. And then once he wouldn't bow down and take all that, them pennies that was being handed out, he left and he just grew crazy. You know what I'm saying? He elevated his career crazy. He's been in Creed. Man, come on, man. The man is an actor now. Legendary Stitch, man. It costs. It costs to get the Stitch. It costs to have him in your corner to work on them cuts. It's cost. You know what I'm saying? And that man can wrap hands. You know what I'm saying? It costs to have Stitch Duran. I don't know how it is now. I think a promotion might pay him. You know what I'm saying? Instead of what he was doing back in the day, individual fighters was locking him in and he had a certain amount. I think the promotion might pay him now. But shout out to him. Good dude, man. Then we have like 2 minutes or so. You know what I'm saying? Before this main card kicks off, we have Jose Pedraza versus Richard Commey in a 10-round junior welterweight fight. And that will be contended at 140 pounds. And then we have Jared Anderson and co-main. But yeah, I want to see the Richard Torrez Jr. versus Marco Antonio Canedo, 6-round heavyweight. We just seen Efe Ajagba and Jozsef Darmos. Jozsef Darmos ready to get back home and crack open a can of sardines, man, with some pig feet. He did not want to be in there and grab a cold 1 or 2 out the freezer. Yeah, man, and some whiskey. He did not want to go. No, he did not want to go in that ring. He did everything. He gave him the whole square up in front of power puncher. Get me out of here. Just land the shot. And Efe was easy on him. Efe know he was a super wet cotton ball, soft opponent. He knew he was, bro. He was nice, man. Efe showed etiquette. You have to do that sometime. He just didn't go in there and destroy the man's weekend and make him look stupid so people can say, oh man, that was a soft touch for you. Why did you do him dirty like that? You know that dude wasn't on your level. So he just played around with him a little bit, touched him up, got a check, and on to the next. But Efe, you got to do better, bro. We can't have any opponents like that stepping in front of you no more. That can't happen, bro. Seriously, that can't happen, Efe. You better. You one of those potentials. You know what I'm saying? Efe, you're a potential. I know you left PBC and everything to come over here to Top Rank. I get it. But Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? That shit was a hot marshmallow. Serious. That was a hot marshmallow right there, bro. That was super sticky, soft. It was unattractive. That shit was unattractive, bro. Serious. That fight right there reminded me of a dirty Q-tip. We don't never want to see him in there against you again. Because it was just so obvious. You know, it was so obvious, Efe. You was just very light on your punches and you was just showing the sportsmanship, you know, the platinum membership when it comes to sportsmanship. He was just giving us the black card. You didn't want the guy to get hurt. I feel you, bro. I feel you. I feel all that. For real. Let's see what they're talking about in this arena. Okay, finally. Let's go. Let's go. There he is. There he is. Let's see what's up, Delante. Okay, nice jab by both guys. Both orthodox fighters. Okay. Tiger laser, you know, laser with that jab in the opening bell. Nice 1-2. You know, he tried to dress it up with that left cross. These are welterweights. Nice right hand lands for Tiger, man. He tried to catch Harry coming in with that right again. He stuck him again with his, but Harry tried to do some headlock shit. The referee didn't even warn him. Okay. I guess you didn't see all that irky jerk shit. Tiger tried to catch him with the counter left uppercut. Tigers is seriously the faster fighter in this matchup, but we'll see how it plays out. This is a 6-round fight. Doubling up on the jab. Harry Gigliotti is he's a slow fighter. He puts his head down and bang it out. You know, obviously his hand speed doesn't equate to that of Tiger Johnson. He's game though. He's game. Harry's game. Oh, he hurt him with that left hand. That's what happened when you come in and just bang to the body and leave your freaking head open. He's hurt. Johnson's hurt already. Not Johnson, Gigliotti. He's hurt already. Johnson's looking very, very smooth in there, in control. Really getting some solid work in the first round. Nothing too difficult for him to handle. This guy's wearing the fight already. Ooh, nice left hand. These fighters are. This is. Look, Gigliotti is looking like he's in a bare knuckle fight right now, man. His face is all bruised up, and it's just the second round. A little wild there for Johnson. Johnson just slipped to his left. There you go. You stuck him with the uppercut, but it's right there for you. Just slide to your left. It's right there for you for the counter shot. He's afraid of coming on the inside with his eyes open. Your right counter is just too quick for him. Ooh, nice. Nice left hand, man. Johnson looks and talks trash to him. Why? Don't talk trash to him. Just hurry up and go to the, your corner, get right, and then come back. You know who we need to see is Jarrell Miller against Jared Anderson to settle the score name for name. That's all. If you're gonna wear the man's name, you got to see him sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he the real big baby. You know what I'm saying? That's all. We can't have two big babies. We gotta have one big baby. Jay Needy is aged tremendously. Damn, he must have been thinking about that Zab Judah stoppage. And they got all that Vaseline on his face. Gigliotti goes right back out there. Throws 2-touch jab, didn't come close to even touching Johnson. Double jab by Johnson. We're in the third round, man. 2 minutes remaining in the third. The pace is slowed down for some reason. Nice 2-part jab there by Johnson. Gigliotti is starting to showboat. It might be the marbles that's loose up top. I don't know why he's dancing around showboating. You ain't winning this fight, shawty. Tiger Johnson needs to get his hands back home, man. Don't just let your hands stay out there and admire your work. Jesus, bro, you making this cat look good now. He's boxing you now. Shit. Look at his face. That should give you motivation to go in and cancel this cat. What y'all think about this Tiger Johnson, man? Timothy Bradley's double stamp prospects. Bruce Carrington, Troy Isley, Tiger Johnson, Duke Reagan, and Carlos Balderas. Hold up for a second.